Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and here to talk about an absolutely awesome Steam game deal where I once again get to talk about your favorite publisher. I get to talk about my favorite publisher. I get to talk about the microtransaction fiends. That is Ubisoft. Oh, hell yeah. They got another great deal available. We'll highlight some other deals available right now as well. Some good stuff across the board. So let's get right into it and let's kick it off with what was one of the worst PC ports of all time when it came out back in 2014. My memory is embedded with all of the visual glitches that Assassin's Creed Unity had, but guess what? It is much better now, and it is 85% off for $4.49. The game that, in my opinion, was one of the pivotal titles of destroying the Assassin's Creed franchise, because I don't know if this is exactly how the chain of events happened, but this is how I interpret the chain of events to happen. In 2014, Assassin's Creed Unity came out. A combination of it being a technical disaster and there being a level of burnout tied to the Assassin's Creed franchise led to this game being received not all too well. Although it sold fairly decently, what I think happened is that the following game, 2015's Assassin's Creed Syndicate, felt the brunt of Unity and the damage that Unity did, ultimately leading to Ubisoft shifting how Assassin's Creed was done and thus paving the way for, you know, the Assassin's Creed Origins, Odysseys, and the new style of Assassin's Creed games, which to me, for my interest in Assassin's Creed comparatively to how much interest I had back in the day, it has completely waned. However, I get it that the franchise is huge, it sells millions of copies. Again, that's my personal opinion in a vacuum type of deal. But Unity, like I said, one of the worst PC ports of all time, and your boy has seen the Last of Us Part 1s, the Jedi Survivors, the Batman Arkham Knights, the Just Cause 3s. There have been some absolutely horrific PC ports in my time, but Unity stands out to me as one of the truly awful ones. However, at this stage of the game, it seems like most of the issues have been ironed out, and generally, whenever I talk to somebody about Unity and how much I, didn't appreciate the game back in the day, it's always met with bro, you gotta go back and you gotta replay the game, you gotta play it again, it's much better now, and so on and so forth. And it's been on my need to replay section for so long. I've actually started to go through all of the older Assassin's Creed games sequentially. I beat Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood will be next, but there's a lot of games coming out, so, that's put on the bench for now as far as that adventure goes. But Unity's one that I'll work my way up to, and I did beat it way back in 2014. Look, I was so down bad for the Assassin's Creed games back in the day that a bad PC port wasn't gonna stop your boy from playing the game. If I pull it up on Steam, actually, let me tell you guys right now, if I pull it up on Steam, I can tell you how many hours I have on Unity, because it's still a ridiculous amount. Give me 1 second. It is 46 hours on the game, which isn't insane, all things considered, but it's still a pretty good amount of time to spend in Assassin's Creed Unity. And the setting is pretty cool. Paris 1789, French Revolution, and it does have a mostly positive reception on Steam, 22,000 reviews, 75%, and I don't even know if I said the price point yet. It's 85% off for $4.49, which is a historic low price for AC Unity, south of $5, and it seems like they've been putting a lot of these older Assassin's Creed games at historic lows. Assassin's Creed Syndicate was $4.49, and moving on from Unity, Assassin's Creed Rogue is still available 85% off for $2.99, which is a game that I covered in a separate video, and that deal is awesome as well. AC Rogue is one of the criminally underrated Assassin's Creed games that actually came out on the same day as Assassin's Creed Unity. Ubisoft was so high on Assassin's Creed as an IP that they released one Assassin's Creed game for, at the time, last generation consoles, which was the 360 and PS3, and then one on next generation platforms and PC. Unity, Rogue ended up being generally believed to be the better game. A really cool main character, really cool premise for the game, naval combat's there, a little bit evolved from AC4. It ended up being a really solid game, and then ultimately got ported to newer platforms and remastered, etc., etc. And now it's available for $2.99. Deluxe is $4.49. Both Unity and Rogue, good pickups here at these price points, so definitely give those a shot. So wanted to give a shout on that, and I know you guys love supporting the Ubisoft games. You would never sail the high seas for Ubisoft. You guys think too highly about Ubisoft, and while you're at it, give them more of your money for those microtransacties. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm joking. But moving on from that, Kingdom Come Deliverance. The first game is 80% off for $5.99. The Royal Edition is 80% off for $7.99. Now, I without a doubt think KCD2 is the better game. Some people do like the first game better from a narrative standpoint. I just think the first game is mechanically a little bit dated comparatively to the second game. I would mod the hell out of this game if you're gonna play it. That's what I would recommend. KCD has an incredible historical setting. However, I do think the ultimate shortcoming of these games is the combat. Some people will not vibe with the action sword-based combat. It's just not gonna be their cup of tea, and I can totally understand that. I told this story before, but one of my buddies had interest in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. He installed the game, was like blown away by the setting, was really vibing with that, and then he got to the combat, and I swear the deadpan expression he gave to me as he saw what the combat was kind of comedic. He immediately exited the game and uninstalled it based on the combat. That's how negatively some people will think about the combat, but if you can get past that, I think there's an incredible world to these games. I think the setting is phenomenal, and for this price point, I definitely think it's a good pickup. Plague Tale Innocence is 80% off for $7.99. Great deal for Plague Tale Innocence, a narrative-driven title that I go to bat for all the time. Very, very dark ambiance to it and a dark tone to the game, and very emotionally gripping. And it's one of those narrative-driven games that hooks you within the first 30 to 40 minutes of playing the game. That's what I feel like is an issue with a lot of story-driven games, and, you know, some games do need the slower tempo and the slower pace to set everything in motion. However, that's ultimately just gonna push some people away because they're not gonna want to spend the time or give it the opportunity. Plague Tale, I feel like, gets into the thick of things fairly quickly, and it's an incredibly compelling game. $7.99, definitely recommend that, and they do have the bundle for $24.49, which is a good pickup. Next up, another Ubisoft title, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, 65% off for $13.99. The complete edition is 65% off for $17.49. I genuinely believe this game may have had the worst debut trailer of all time for any video game ever created, for a wide variety of reasons, because the reveal trailer was terrible. It was awful. The music choice was just absolute garbage, and on top of that, unlike Concord, which also had a terrible trailer, Prince of Persia is like an established IP, and I've never seen a debut trailer for a game destroy an established IP like Ubisoft was able to do with Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. However, the game itself was really good. It was a really, really well done Metroidvania. I dug the art style, the combat was enjoyable, the presentation was great. I just really enjoyed the game. The complete edition has the DLC if you want to spend the $17.49. Base game for $13.99 is quite good. Puzzles were well done. Platforming was good. I just think it's a great game. If you want to wait for it to be cheaper, by all means, wait. But I think this is a pretty good price point, all things considered. So check that out. Outer Worlds still available for $7.49. You know, not a blowaway RPG, but a fairly decent one, all things considered. I would say for this price point, it's the perfect price to pay for Outer Worlds. You know, we'll see how Outer Worlds 2 turns out. Thank the high heavens it's not $80, because that would have been dead on arrival. Although, you know, that game will be available on Game Pass, so people can play it on there, so take that for what you will. But $7.49 for the Outer Worlds. Undertale is $2.49. Incredible RPG that I recommend everyone at least give a shot to. I get that it's very much a throwback. It's not going to be for everyone, but thematically I find it incredibly compelling. Another game that's very dark in tone, but incredible story. $2.49 for Undertale. Good pickup there. Another Ubisoft game to round things out. We got South Park: The Fractured But Whole, 80% off for $5.99, and the Gold Edition is $9.99. I didn't think as strongly about this game as Stick of Truth, but, you know, still a pretty comedic South Park RPG, and the fact that they were able to execute on this, I still find it to be incredible that they were able to do a worthwhile South Park RPG, but, yeah, $5.99 on that, Gold Edition for $9.99. Good pickup there if you're a fan of South Park, or even if you just want a comedic RPG, but that is gonna do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals available right now across the board. Check them all out for yourself. Links in the description box below. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.